The New Boys had a run in music that you just had to be there to understand, man. Members Benja and Legacy kicked the door in with You're a Jerk, a song they made while on punishment, having to sneak to record. Ended up being their first Billboard hit, peaking at number 24 on the charts. And from 2009 to 2011, they would drop hit after hit after hit. If you was a young dude in school during this time, whether it be elementary or high school, you was bumping the New Boys. The impact these dudes had in such a short amount of time is actually insane. And it's something that just can't not be talked about. So we're gonna talk about it here, simple as that. With that being said, man, let's get into the 3-year run of the New Boys.
Get wet, get wet, get wet, get wet, get wet, get wet, get wet.
The New Boys started off 2009 with a bang. With the release of You're a Jerk, these once California high schoolers were now the leaders of the new school. Not only putting the jerk movement on the map, but also introducing a new style of fashion. Skinny jeans, snapbacks, and bright colored clothes. They was everywhere, man. From getting hit up to do interviews left and right, live shows, even getting to appear on 106 & Park. It would only be a matter of time before the fans would want an album. So in the spring of 2009, they announced their debut album, Skinny Jeans and a Mic, set for a late summer release. But in the meantime, they started doing these short little vlogs on YouTube every now and then. The videos would consist of them just traveling, goofing around with their friends, dissing Soulja Boy. Yeah, and although people like 50 Cent and Soulja Boy was already doing these types of videos, it was still a rarity for artists to be doing this type of stuff, connecting with their fans like this. On MySpace, YouTube, whatever it may be. Now time was getting closer and closer for them to release their debut album. But before they would do that, they would need a single. A single other than You're a Jerk, to show the masses that they're more than just dance artists. And there was no better song to show that off with than Tie Me Down featuring Ray J, who was riding off a new high in his career with, you know what I'm saying? This song climbed the charts, reaching all the way to number 22 on the Billboard. Not only that, but sticking on the Billboard for 26 weeks straight, becoming not only their highest charting song, but also the song with the longest run on the Billboard. And let me just tell you personally, I love this song. The beat just puts you in a whole different vibe, man. And you tag in Ray J singing on top of that, with Legacy and Ben J's verses, which was childish, yeah, but also, it was just fun, man. It was just pure fun. After the success of Tie Me Down, there was no better time to release that album. And on September 15th, 2009, Skinny Jeans and a Mic would debut. And to positive reviews at that, this album came with Crickets featuring Tyga, .com, Kashmir, which is just ridiculous. For real though, if you haven't heard this song, I suggest you do, because you're gonna be in for a treat, I promise you. The album peaked at number 56 on Billboard Top 200, and eventually going gold. And although gold is not a huge number, it was still enough to solidify the New Boys in hip-hop history, and to also have them slide into the next year with ease.
And then some bad bitches knocked on my door, and I was like, hold on. So I told Christina Milian to hold on for a little bit, you know.
Ain't that chick married?
No, Christina Milian, I told her.
The New Boys kicked off 2010 kinda crazy with a diss song towards the Rangers. Apparently these dudes had beef. Who knew? I was young when all this swag era beef was going on, so I ain't had no clue about none of this. The Rangers, Soulja Boy, the Pack, this is news to me. I mean, they eventually squashed it towards the end though, so it's cool. Other than that, their first official song of the year came with Found My Swag by the Bangs. The Bangs being a group they already interacted with previously, with them appearing in the Tie Me Down music video. They were kinda on a feature run this year, because right after this, we got Call Me Dougie with Chris Brown. The Dougie being a new dance move at the time, and the New Boys being the New Boys, they're gonna make a song about it. But these 3 songs, along with them continuing their little vlog shenanigans, they were keeping their sound and their image relatively familiar to the audience. That is, until the New Boys would announce their new album, Too Cool to Care, in the middle of the summer. This album was said to be a bit of a deviation from their previous works, going for a more mature approach. Not only that, but also more of a variety in their sound. And the single they chose to best represent that change was Break My Bank featuring Ayaz. Now this song was fun, I personally enjoyed it, but despite all of that, this ended up being one of their worst performing songs to date. only peaking at number 68 on the Billboard. The song failed as a single, and as a result, the New Boyz had to go back to the drawing board and pick out another one to roll the album out with. But that song wouldn't be coming to the next year, so until then, the New Boyz kept their fans preoccupied with merch drops and a couple of hidden gems on YouTube, with Spot Right There featuring Tierra Mari, which is weird because the descriptions say the song came out in 2013, but the comments is from 13 years ago. I don't get it. And also, Your Boyfriend Is a Lame, which is a song I used to love as a kid, man. I remember finding this song on my PS3 because I had a hand-me-down PS3. Found this song and I was just singing it on a loop non-stop. They also got to film their first movie this year too, so yeah. But that also wouldn't be coming out to the next year, so. Now, although these songs were fun, they were not gonna carry an album. Especially an album that was supposed to be showing their maturity. So when the new year swung around, the New Boyz wasted no time.
Light skins not doing, they're crying. Somebody's not saying, uh-oh, light skin. Oh shit, light skin.
The new year was here, and the New Boyz was still doing their thing. Traveling around, promoting their album, doing shows, even showing up at a random high school. They were basically moving on cruise control. But with a new album on the way, they were going to need to turn things into high gear. So in the beginning of February, they finally dropped their new single, Backseat, featuring the Cataracts and Dev. Two names I do not know, I ain't gonna hold you. Unlike Break My Bank, this song did what it was supposed to do. Climbed the charts, peaking at number 26 on Billboard, becoming their third highest charting song to date. With a top 30 single, all eyes was on them, and they did not squander that attention, because on May 17, 2011, they finally dropped their album, Too Cool to Care. Now, this album was said to be a different sound and level of maturity for the New Boyz. Did they come through with that? Well, with songs like Tough Kids, Crush on You, Better with the Lights Off, Meet Your Mom, I would definitely say they cleared in the new sound category. Maturity? I don't know about that. The album managed to take the spot of number 41 on Billboard, clearing their debut spot. Sadly, that was the only thing to surpass the first one, with Too Cool to Care only selling 30,000 first week and failing to go gold. 2011 was the year the New Boyz hype started to slow down. Now, don't get me wrong, other than the albums, they were still putting out platinum hits, with Better with the Lights Off with Chris Brown, and I Like It Like That with Hot Chili Ray, peaking at number 38 and 28 respectfully. But sadly, with these songs, it will be the last of the New Boyz you will see on the charts, and also some of the last few times you'll see them together, as the group split not too long after this. Now, as for why they split, I really ain't gonna get into that here. You can go watch Strawberry Park or Black Femininity TV. They get into the nitty-gritty of what happened after the fame. This video was just meant to show love to the New Boyz, shedding a light on the impact and career that these dudes had, man. From making a local dance craze into a global phenomenon, to bringing hip-hop to a whole new age with the swag era. And I don't care what y'all say, the New Boyz made the swag era global. Y'all can say it was Lil B all y'all want, but you're wrong. Speaking of the swag era, got a whole video on that. If you want to dive deeper into the whole entire era as a whole, not just the New Boyz, go ahead and check that out.